Confidence is not something you either have or you don't. But that's almost certainly how it feels. Like some people just arrived already equipped with it, comfortable in rooms that make you nervous, speaking without rehearsing first, moving through setbacks without needing days to recover. And you've spent a long time watching them and wondering what they know that you don't. Whether there's something they were given that you missed. Here's what they actually have. Not a different personality, not a charmed life with fewer hard moments. A brain that has accumulated enough evidence through enough repeated experiences that it has stopped treating confidence as something it needs to go and find. It's built it in. Slowly, quietly, through small things done consistently enough that the brain updated its model of who that person is. That's the whole secret. Confidence is not a feeling you wait for. It is a neurological state built from evidence. And evidence is something you can create deliberately starting tomorrow morning in under 15 minutes total. 3 habits. That's all this takes. But stay with me through the third one. Because the first 2 build the conditions for confidence, and the third one is where those conditions become permanent. It's the habit that takes everything the morning creates and locks it into your identity instead of letting it fade by noon. Skip it, and the first 2 are temporary. Do all 3 and something genuinely shifts. Chapter 1. Use your body first. Your brain is not the only thing that decides how confident you feel. Your body has a vote. And most mornings it's cast in the wrong one without you realizing it. Think about how the average morning starts. You wake up, curl inward, hunch over a phone, roll through social media in a shape that, if your nervous system could read body language, would read as small, apologetic, and unsure. And your nervous system does read it. Your brain is in constant conversation with your body, receiving physical signals and using them to make inferences about your state. Slumped posture, shallow breathing, contracted movement, these signals tell your brain that you are not someone who is safe, capable, and in control. And your brain, which is always looking for the most efficient story to tell about you, accepts that evidence and files it accordingly. The first habit reverses this in under 2 minutes. Before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, before the day's first demand arrives, you change the physical signals you're sending your brain. Stand up straight, shoulders back and dropped away from your ears, head level, feet grounded, shoulder width apart. Take 3 slow, full breaths from this position. Then move. Not a workout, just movement with intention. Roll your shoulders back. Reach your arms overhead. Walk through your home as if you own it rather than as if you're apologizing for being in it. This is not performance. This is neuroscience. Research by Dr. Amy Cuddy at Harvard Business School found that sustained expansive posture measurably reduces cortisol and increases testosterone, the hormone associated with confidence and decisive action, in as little as 2 minutes. The body posture changed the brain chemistry, not a metaphor, a measurable biological shift. And here's what makes this specifically powerful in the morning. Your nervous system is in its most impressionable state when you first wake. Whatever signals it receives in those early minutes are weighted more heavily than signals received later in the day. A body that starts the morning broadcasting confidence sends a signal your brain carries forward. It becomes the opening line of the story your nervous system tells about you all day. Change the posture, change the signal. Let the brain update its model before the world has had a chance to offer its own version of you. Chapter 2. Build the evidence file, 1 entry at a time. Confidence without evidence is just bravado. It sounds right, feels right for a moment, and collapses the second it's actually tested. Real confidence, the kind that stays when something goes wrong, when someone pushes back, when you fall short of what you hoped, is built on a foundation of proof. Not proof that you're perfect, proof that you're capable. And most people have far more of that proof than they've ever bothered to collect. This habit takes 3 minutes every morning before anything else. You write down one thing from the previous day that required something from you, not a major achievement, not a milestone. Something small and real, the conversation you had even though it made you uncomfortable, the task you finished when stopping would have been easier. The moment someone came to you for help and you gave it, the day you showed up when you didn't feel like it. Write it down, one sentence, then read it back. Here's why this matters neurologically. Dr. Martin Seligman at the University of Pennsylvania, whose research founded the field of positive psychology, identified a consistent pattern in people with genuine self-belief. They attribute their successes to themselves, their effort, their skill, their character, rather than to luck or circumstance. They have, in effect, a running internal record of their own competence that they consult when things get hard. It creates what Seligman calls learned optimism. Not the belief that everything will be fine, but the belief built on accumulated evidence that you can handle what comes. Most people do the opposite. They dismiss their wins as obvious or lucky, and they remember their failures with precision and permanence. The evidence file interrupts that pattern by making your own capability visible and concrete. Not vague encouragement, but specific, dated, actual proof that you have already done hard things. 3 minutes, 1 entry, every morning. After 2 weeks, you will have 14 pieces of evidence you didn't have before. After a month, 30. After a year, a record of your own resilience so dense and specific that self-doubt has nowhere to stand inside it. Chapter 3. Do the uncomfortable thing before 10 a.m. Everything changes with this one, and not because it's complicated, because it's the most honest thing you can do for your confidence and the one most people never get around to. Here's the truth about confidence that most advice skips. It is not a feeling that arrives before action. It is a feeling that arrives because of action, specifically because of actions taken in the presence of fear or discomfort, and survived. Every time you do something uncomfortable and come out the other side, your brain adds a data point to its threat assessment. It notes that thing did not destroy us. We handled it. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, the world stops feeling quite as dangerous. Your capacity in your own eyes grows. And that growth, not the absence of fear, but the accumulation of evidence that you can move through it, is what confidence actually is at its neurological core. The habit is to do one uncomfortable thing before 10 a.m. every morning. Before the day builds up enough inertia to make avoidance feel reasonable, before the rationalizing starts. Before you've talked yourself into, I'll do it tomorrow, so many times that tomorrow has become a place you store everything you're afraid of. The uncomfortable thing does not need to be dramatic. It just needs to be the thing you've been avoiding. Send the email you've been drafting and deleting for 3 days. Make the call that makes your stomach tighten when you think about it. Speak first in the meeting. Submit the work before you've revised it for the 9th time. Tell the person the thing you've been holding back. Psychologist Dr. Albert Bandura at Stanford spent decades studying what he called self-efficacy, your belief in your own ability to handle specific challenges. His research showed it is the strongest predictor of actual performance, resilience, and emotional well-being. And crucially, self-efficacy is not built through watching others succeed, or through encouragement, or through thinking positively. It is built almost exclusively through what he called mastery experiences, moments of doing the hard thing and surviving it. There is no substitute. The brain needs the experience, not the idea of it. This is where the morning matters so specifically. Willpower and emotional bandwidth are not fixed across the day. They are highest when you wake and diminish with every decision, every frustration, every demand the day makes. The uncomfortable thing done at 9 a.m. costs a fraction of what it costs at 4 p.m. And it pays a dividend, a quiet, cellular sense of capability that runs all day. Do the uncomfortable thing first, before you're ready, before you feel confident enough. Because the confidence doesn't come before the action, it comes from it. Here's something personal. There was a long period where I kept a mental list of things I was going to do. Conversations I needed to have, work I needed to submit, risks I needed to take. And every morning I woke up intending to get to them, and every evening I found a reason why today hadn't been the right day. The list grew, and with it quietly, so did a belief I didn't even know I was building. That I was someone who thought about doing hard things rather than someone who did them. The day I started doing one uncomfortable thing before 10 a.m., just one, every day, however small, that belief began to change. Not dramatically, but consistently, one data point at a time. That's all it takes. One thing, before 10 a.m. every day. 3 habits, 15 minutes, one direction. Use your body first thing to send your brain the signal of someone who is grounded and capable. Build your evidence file one entry at a time until self-doubt has nothing left to stand on. And do the uncomfortable thing before 10 a.m., because that is where confidence is not imagined or performed, but actually made. You are not waiting for confidence to arrive before you begin. You are building it in the morning in small and specific and repeated ways until your brain stops treating it as something you have to find and starts treating it as simply who you are. Start tomorrow with your posture before your phone. The rest follows from there.